Today, thank God, people with mental health problems are not stigmatized. There is more and more acceptance and understanding of their problems and how difficult it is for them to live. But things used to be different. Recently, I found a rather horrific document in an online library called the Oscar Dithelm Library, which I will tell you about. So, punitive psychiatry, the icy hell of water torture. Imagine ice-cold water beating against your chest, screams muffled by bubbles, a desperate struggle for air, for salvation. Time flies. But will they save you, or will they leave you in silence? Treatment by shock and commotion came early in the history of psychiatry. A method of producing shock usque ad deliquum to the brink of death was the ducking treatment to suffocate the mad ideas advocated by the celebrated J.B. van Helmont, 1577 to 1644, as reported in this book by his son. Helmont believed that the too violent and exorbitant operation of the fiery life required extinction with water. Patients were suspended headfirst underwater until they were unconscious, after which they were revived if possible and presumably cured. Bath of surprise. The ducking treatment was never widely used, primarily because of the risk of death to the patient. Nevertheless, the idea slowly evolved into what became known as the bain de surprise, or bath of surprise, in which the patient was plunged into water without warning. The element of shock was considered essential to the procedure, which led to a fanciful design to ensure sudden and unexpected immersion. In keeping with available technology and the ad hoc nature of much of early psychiatry, hydrotherapy, as advocated by Helmont, was performed outdoors, in a sea or pond. However, as institutions for the insane became increasingly widespread in the 18th century, water therapy moved indoors, inspiring the development of a wide variety of hydrotherapeutic apparatus. The douche, or shower bath, was another early hydrotherapeutic method. It consisted of pouring cold water from a height over a patient's head to lessen the heat of madness or rouse the melancholic. Warm or tepid baths were also used to calm overwrought nerves or to induce sleep. Another method was the shower for pacification. Ice water was poured on the patient's head from a height of several meters, sometimes for hours. If he fainted, it was considered that the treatment worked. Can you imagine what was going on in their heads? But the most terrifying method was drowning for healing, invented in the 17th century. A person was hung upside down and lowered into water until the very moment of loss of consciousness. It was believed that this could clear the mind. But many simply did not return. A treatment error or intentional murder? It seems like it was in the distant past. But torture under the guise of treatment existed in the 20th century. Electric shock, insulin coma, lobotomy. Sometimes the past is more terrible than any fiction. What do you think about such methods? Should we remember to prevent such things from happening again? Write in the comments. Subscribe if you are not afraid to know the truth.